Level 1. The Civilian. You are standing in a hotel lobby. It is marble floors, low lighting, men in suits carrying briefcases, guests checking in at the front desk, a concierge in white gloves arranging flowers. You think it is a very expensive hotel. You are correct about that, and wrong about everything else. The man who just handed over a gold coin at the desk did not pay for a room. He paid for the disposal of 3 bodies in a warehouse in Red Hook. The woman at the bar with the excellent posture is not waiting for a date. She is waiting for a contract to clear. The coins are not decorative. They are currency for a global underworld economy that runs beneath every government, every police department, every court of law on Earth. And you are standing in its central branch office, reading the complimentary newspaper, completely unaware. You are level 1. You exist in the light. The people in this lobby find that mildly amusing. Level 2. The street operator. You know about the coins now. Somebody handed you 3 of them and said, 1 coin, 1 service, no questions. You have since used them for stitches at 3 a.m., for a room in a building whose address changes weekly, for the silence of a man who saw something he should not have seen. You are Continental, beneath the hotel's formal registry, beneath the table's notice. You work for a family that works for a family that has a seat at something you have never been in the same room with. The coins come from somewhere. You do not ask where. You know the rules. No killing on hotel grounds, no business conducted in the lobby, no contracts on another member without going through proper channels. You know these rules the way a medieval peasant knew the king's name, as context for your own smallness. You collect your envelope. You do the job. You spend the coins. You say the words when someone asks for them. I have served. I will be of service. The oath is short and the obligation is permanent. You do not ask what happens when someone stops following the rules. You will learn that part soon enough. Level 3. The Continental member. You are standing at the front desk of the Continental Hotel, New York City. The concierge, his name is Karen, and he has the specific stillness of a man who has seen everything and filed it under N for not my problem, slides a key across the marble. You are a registered member now. The doors are open to you. The armorer in the basement who will build you a weapon to any specification within 4 hours. The tailor on the 3rd floor, whose suits are rated to stop anything short of a rifle round. The doctor on the 7th, who will not report a gunshot wound because that is not what he is paid for. The Continental exists in every major city on Earth. Rome, Casablanca, Osaka, The Hague, each one consecrated, meaning the ground itself is neutral, protected, inviolable, no business conducted on the premises, no contracts executed, no exceptions. The last person who violated this rule in New York was a woman named Ms. Perkins. Winston had her executed in the parking garage before sundown. The rule is enforced because the alternative is chaos, and chaos is bad for business. And business is the only religion anyone in this building actually practices. You pay for everything in gold coins. 1 coin, 1 service. The coins are minted by a press that has existed since at least the 1970s, possibly longer. The currency has no exchange rate with any national economy on Earth. It is accepted everywhere that matters and nowhere that doesn't. You understand now why everyone in this lobby moves with a particular kind of calm. It is the calm of people who have access to a hotel where nothing can touch them. It is the most valuable thing money cannot buy. Level 4. The marker. You pressed your thumb into the open face of a small metal medallion. Your blood is on one side. Someone else's blood is on the other. The medallion clicks shut. Winston recorded it. It is now in his leather ledger alongside every other blood oath registered in the Continental system. Which is to say, you are now legally, by the laws of this world, which are the only laws that matter in this world, bound to perform any single act this person asks of you, at any time, for any reason, as long as they hold the marker. The Latin inscription reads, Quod debitum sanguine, blood debt. The rules are precise and unambiguous. You dishonor the marker, you die. You kill the holder of the marker, you die. You run, you die. Santino D'Antonio asked John Wick, a person Viggo Tarasov described as the one you send to kill the boogeyman, to assassinate his own sister. And John did it, because the marker said so. You gave someone this power over you because at the time, you needed something badly enough that it seemed worth it. Most people who press their thumb into a marker feel that way. Most of them are right, until the day they are catastrophically wrong. You keep the marker you hold in a very safe place. You try not to think about the one that was pressed against your thumb. Level 5, the Excommunicado. Your phone just stopped working. Not the battery, not the signal. Every service, every contact, every door you had access to, gone, simultaneously, globally. The administration sent the message through every channel the underworld uses, and every phone belonging to every member of every affiliated organization received it at the same moment. Your name, your face, your last known location, a number. You are Excommunicado. You killed someone on Continental grounds, or you defied the table's direct order, or you were declared excommunicado by someone with the authority to do so, and the reason barely matters now because the result is the same. Every service provider in the underworld is closed to you. Every doctor who would treat you, every armorer who would supply you, every safe house that would take you in. The coins in your pocket are worthless. The Continental doors will not open. What you still have, 1 hour, if you were lucky enough to be given a grace period. 1 hour to gather whatever you buried under your floor, whatever you hid in whatever library, whatever you have left that is not inside the system that just locked you out. After that hour, the phones ring. The contracts activate. Every assassin, every operative, every person who wants the number attached to your name, they are all moving simultaneously, and you are the only person in the world without backup. The table's punishments are precise. The Bowery King helped John Wick by giving him 7 bullets. The Adjudicator had him cut 7 times, once for each bullet. Not 8, not 6, 7. The precision is the point. The table does not rage, it calculates. Excommunicado. That's Latin. Cormac O'Connor's translation was more direct. You're f***ed. Level 6, the Continental Manager. You run consecrated ground. The hotel is yours. Not the building, not the deed, but the authority within it. Your word determines what is sanctioned and what is not. When someone breaks the rules on your premises, the punishment is yours to administer. When Winston had Miss Perkins executed, he did not ask the table for permission. When he gave John Wick an hour before Excommunicado went into effect, he did that on his own authority too. The Continental Manager is not a servant of the High Table. The relationship is more complicated than that, more like a treaty between a nation-state and an empire that could flatten it if it chose to. The High Table can deconsecrate your hotel. One word from the right person and your neutral ground becomes a killing floor. The Marquis de Gramont did it to both the New York Continental and the Osaka Continental. Deconsecrated, destroyed. The managers declared excommunicado. The concierge of New York executed as a message. The table can do all of this, and there is nothing a Continental manager can do except what Winston did in the 1970s when he first took control of the building from Cormac O'Connor. Kill the Adjudicator they sent to oversee the situation. Hold the leverage he had in his hands and force them to negotiate. Your hotel is the most important piece of real estate in the underworld. Every assassin, every crime lord, every affiliate passes through it. You have seen things in this lobby that governments would pay fortunes to know. You never tell them. You run the hotel. You enforce the rules. You navigate the politics of people who would level a city block to resolve a personal grievance. You do this every day in white gloves, and you never let them see you sweat. Level 7, the Adjudicator/Harbinger. You arrive unannounced. You carry a coin that identifies your role, and that coin opens every door, bypasses every rank, supersedes every local authority in the underworld. The Adjudicator is the table's judge, dispatched to sentence those who have violated the rules or conducted offenses against the table's interests. Crime lords, continental managers, the heads of affiliated organizations. None of them outrank you while you were in the field. You hired Zero to punish the Bowery King. You had the director's hands stabbed as penance for helping someone who was excommunicado. You deconsecrated the New York Continental because Winston refused to step down, and then you sent armored soldiers to clear the building. The Harbinger serves a different function. Where the Adjudicator punishes, the Harbinger presides. The Harbinger oversees the old ways, the duels that the table pretends are myth, and activates when someone is clever enough to invoke them. The Harbinger carries a wax-sealed letter. The Harbinger delivers the hourglass that counts down a hotel's remaining hours. The Harbinger reads the terms of a duel at sunrise and declares the outcome binding. The Harbinger warned the Marquis de Gramont to his face that if John Wick won the duel at Sacre-Cœur, the very foundation of the table would be shaken, and John would become something close to a saint. The Marquis did not listen. You are the law made human. You do not fight. You do not negotiate. You arrive. You judge. You leave. The verdicts are always followed, eventually, because the alternative to the table's law is the table's army, and the table's army is not a metaphor. 2 buses of body-armored soldiers arrived at the New York Continental with M60 machine guns, grenade launchers, and full ballistic plating. In Osaka, they came wearing Oni masks and samurai-style armor, because the table dresses its soldiers to match the country they're clearing. Charon warned John before they arrived. They have made armor improvements. He said it the way a man says something when the understatement is the only mercy he has left to offer. Level 8. The Seat. There are 12 of them. 12 seats, 12 crime lords, 12 organizations. The Camorra, the Sicilian Mafia, the 'Ndrangheta, the Russian Bratva, the Triads, the Yakuza, the Latin cartels, the Ruska Roma, and 4 others whose names the table does not publish. 1 seat per family, inherited by blood, transferred by death, occasionally seized by someone desperate enough to use a marker to have their own sibling killed for it, the way Santino d'Antonio did, and he held his seat for 48 hours before John Wick put a bullet in him in the lounge of the Continental and triggered a chain of consequences that destabilized the table for the next several years. The seat gives you everything. Police departments, federal agencies, intelligence services, judges, prosecutors. Entire governments are in the table's pocket. Not because anyone signed an agreement, but because the table has been doing this since before the Roman Empire, long enough to have bought into every institution that matters, everywhere on Earth. You conduct business with absolute impunity. The law of every nation on Earth does not apply to you. The Marquis de Gramont described the arrangement plainly. We give you a name, you give us a life, or we take one. The seat does not make you safe. The table replaced the elder before the body was cold. The table replaced the marquis before the duel was formally closed. You are a seat holder, which means you are powerful and replaceable. Winston told John directly, you kill one, they replace him. Hercules had his Hydra. You have the table. Except you will run out of bullets before they run out of heads. Your family brought you to this seat. Your family will outlast you. The seat belongs to the bloodline, not to you. Level 9. The Elder. You live in the desert. Not metaphorically, literally. In the Moroccan desert, in a tent, surrounded by men who will die for you. Miles from any city, in the middle of ground that almost no one can find. The most dangerous man alive walked until he collapsed from dehydration just to reach you. You had your people bring him in from the sand. You looked at him and said, "Why do you want to live?" The position is older than the table itself. The word assassin comes from Hassan-i-Sabah, the old man of the mountain, an 11th century Persian leader who ran a network of killers from a fortress in the desert, unreachable, feared by caliphs and crusaders alike. The elder's tent in Morocco is not an accident. The desert is the point. You are so far above the ordinary machinery of power that the only way anyone reaches you is by walking until they cannot walk anymore. That is not security. That is theology. You are the one who sits above the table. There is no higher authority in the global criminal underworld. You can lift any excommunicado. You can revoke any bounty. You can grant any pardon. The 12 seats answer to you, and they answer willingly, because the alternative is whatever you decide to do instead, and no one who sits at the table wants to find out what that looks like. The Elder is a title, not a name. The position is inherited. When John Wick killed the first Elder in Chapter 4, there was already another man sitting in the tent. The new Elder told John, "Your ring is gone, like the Elder before me. Killing me changes nothing. The table continues. The rules continue. The only way John Wick, or anyone else at this level, ever finds peace is in death." He was not wrong. John won the duel at Sacre-Cœur. John got his freedom. John died on the steps of the church from the wounds he had taken to earn it. You live in the desert. You cannot be found. You cannot be appealed to by normal channels. You can only be reached by someone willing to walk through the sand until they cannot walk anymore. And then your people bring them in, and you look at them, and you ask, "Why do you want to live?" Most people have an answer. Most of them are wrong about what the answer will cost them. The table has existed since before Rome. It will exist after every name in its current ledger is dust. You hold the top of a structure that no single person, not John Wick, not anyone, has ever actually dismantled. You are the Elder. No one who finds you ever truly leaves.